Today I will tell you how to prepare delicious pickled milk caps. I have milk caps. We were in the forest last week collecting mushrooms. At the end of the video you will see a link about how we collected the mushrooms if you are interested, and now it is necessary to prepare them. They were soaked for a long time because the mushroom has a bitter taste, so if it is not soaked before cooking, it will be impossible to eat. It has already been soaking for 4 days. We first left it in cold water and drained it again. We did this 5 times. We changed the water 5 times. Time has passed. And now they are fully prepared and ready for the cooking process. Here they are, presented in this particular form. As you can see, they are carefully stored and kept in a large pot for safekeeping. If you taste the water, it is somewhat bitter, containing elements such as minerals. There is certainly an abundance of bitterness in these mushrooms, which is indeed the main unpleasant issue that occurs when preparing milk caps. It takes a long time to wait. Now that everything is completely ready, we will carefully take out these mushrooms and then wash them very thoroughly using a regular pipe brush, old and various other handy tools. We will thoroughly clean them and continue cooking before we proceed with different types of dishes. For this particular recipe, we are going to require a few essential ingredients, which include vinegar, a variety of spices, and a bay leaf. These components are crucial for achieving the desired flavor profile and ensuring the dish turns out perfectly. This is everything we used for salting the lard and materials in the previous video. I talked about it in detail previously. Now everything is ready. Let's start cleaning the mushrooms from the sand, because they grow in sandy soil, and there is a lot of dirt that needs to be washed off well, so that it doesn't crunch between your teeth. It's very unpleasant when you invite guests or treat them and they start eating the mushrooms and make unpleasant crunching sounds at the table. Therefore, we will try to make sure everything is clean, beautiful, and tasty. Let's get to work. Now it is necessary to thoroughly wash the milk caps. Milk caps typically have a propensity to have a small amount of contamination in the center where sand and excess dirt accumulate. To clean them, I use a toothbrush, as I mentioned before. And you can even use a metric steel sponge to scrub them off gently and thoroughly for best results. Carefully scrub as needed. Remove all excess as much as possible, especially from the center, because this is where the main amount of sand and dirt accumulates thoroughly and completely. After everything is washed, it is also necessary to clean the bottom of the stem, thoroughly and entirely, and rinse it under the cap. If it hasn't been cleaned well, you can use a scrubbing brush, carefully and meticulously. In the end, there should be an absolutely and completely clean mushroom, thoroughly ensuring that it is free of any traces of sand, dirt, or debris. Rinse thoroughly and carefully, ensuring all residues are removed, and then place in a separate container. This is a plastic bucket, a versatile tool used in various settings. It is made from durable, high-quality plastic, ensuring it is lightweight yet strong. This bucket is ideal for tasks such as carrying water, storing items, and gardening. Its sturdy design prevents breaking or leaking, offering reliability. Perfect for both indoor and outdoor use. It is a practical choice. This is the plan. And another container that does not rust and does not oxidize. Let's continue working. They are indeed certainly very dirty, as this mushroom is quite extremely dirty in terms of both soil and sand. Incredibly so. Therefore, special attention is given to carefully and thoroughly cleaning the mushrooms. For cleaning purposes, it is highly recommended to utilize a specialized iron sponge, which is designed to very effectively and efficiently remove the stubborn and persistent top layer of material that cannot be removed by any other means or method. And so it is necessary to do this with all the mushrooms, which, as you can see, are not very clean and beautiful at the moment. We will continue the work. After the mushrooms are thoroughly washed, they need to be boiled in clean water for 10 minutes. If the mushroom is very large and will fit in a jar, it needs to be cut into 2 or 4 pieces, or even more, depending on the specific size and shape of the jar. I decided to cut the jar in half because doing so would allow it to fit perfectly into the space available within the jar. This method ensures that the contents are stored efficiently and securely without any issues. Small mushrooms are thrown in whole without being cut into pieces. We need to carefully cut through the stem of the plant using a sharp tool. This step is crucial to ensure the plant's health and facilitate further processes. And the cap, which is specifically designed to provide additional support along its entire length. Such small mushrooms that are often found in forests and gardens can be left whole. It all depends individually on the size of the mushroom. The middle part down here is a little dark. This is not dirt. It is the pigmentation of the mushroom itself, so it cannot be washed off. It is the pigmentation of the skin. Mushrooms should not be harvested or consumed when they are old, as aging mushrooms tend to develop a variety of pests and insects. These pests begin to infest and consume the mushrooms from the inside, which can lead to spoilage and make them unsafe for consumption. Therefore, it is crucial to ensure that mushrooms are fresh and free from any signs of aging or pest infestation before using them in any culinary dishes. After that, we wait for it to reach a boiling point and then gently simmer for 10 minutes after boiling. During the careful cooking of the mushrooms, it is necessary to remove the foam that rises to the surface of the water, because if it is not removed, the broth will be cloudy.
И некрасивым, это как при варке мяса. Варим 10 минут, сливаем отвар и промываем грибы. Желательно на сильном огне варить, чтобы было быстрее. Вот прошло 10 минут кипения. Теперь необходимо слить воду и промыть хорошо грибы. После этого приготовим маринад, зальем грибы и поставим на газовую печку. Вот грибы наши уже промыты и дошли до полуготовности. Теперь необходимо сменить воду. Готовить маринад окончательный. Видно, что первичный отвар имеет зеленоватый оттенок и горьковатый привкус. Это вышла окончательная горечь, которая была гриба. Может быть, она и осталась минимальной, но уже в готовом продукте ее не будет. Вот такое у нас получилось ведерко полуготовых грибов. Теперь будем готовить маринад. На наше количество грибов, здесь примерно 10 килограмм, понадобится столько же литров маринада. Здесь ведра не одинаковые, поэтому очень легко ориентироваться. Теперь необходимо приготовить маринад. Для этого на каждый литр воды необходимо взять 2 столовые ложки соли и 1 столовую ложку сахара. Если у нас здесь 10 литров воды, необходимо, значит, взять 20 столовых ложек соли и 10 столовых ложек сахара. Поэтому сначала ложим сахар. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's begin by counting out the ingredients. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, which are the numbers representing the tablespoons of sugar. In total, there are 10 tablespoons of sugar. Next, we move on to the salt, where we have 20 tablespoons. These are the essential ingredients that we have carefully measured and placed in front of us. Now the crucial step is to ensure that these ingredients are thoroughly mixed. This involves stirring them together in a consistent manner until they are completely dissolved. It's important to take your time with this process to ensure that the sugar and salt are evenly distributed throughout the mixture. Once this is achieved, the next step is to add vinegar. The vinegar should be added slowly and carefully, allowing it to blend seamlessly with the other ingredients. This step is vital as it enhances the overall flavor and ensures that the mixture is well balanced. Remember, patience is key in achieving the perfect blend. By following these steps meticulously, you will ensure that the ingredients are mixed to perfection, resulting in a harmonious and well-prepared mixture. For approximately 1 liter of water, about 6 tablespoons of vinegar are needed, which is equivalent to 6 tablespoons in total. When we consider a volume of 10 liters, it is important to note that this amount requires the use of approximately 60 tablespoons. This conversion is based on the standard measurement, where 1 liter is equivalent to about 6 tablespoons, making it necessary to use 60 tablespoons in total for 10 liters. But we don't just like it very acidic, so we'll put in 50. Let's take a tablespoon. We start adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Free British. Note. These ones. Not 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 21, 50. Here. Our marinade, which is a delightful blend of various spices and seasonings, is now ready. We take the time to mix it thoroughly, ensuring that all the ingredients are evenly distributed and well combined to enhance the flavor. We place the pot securely on the gas stove, ensuring it is stable. We then fill it with water and wait for it to reach a rolling boil. Once boiling, we add the mushrooms, ensuring they are evenly distributed. We pour in the marinade, a blend of herbs and spices, and stir thoroughly. The mushrooms cook in this aromatic mixture for 15 minutes, absorbing the flavors. After cooking, we transfer the contents into containers, ensuring each has an equal amount of mushrooms and marinade. This process ensures the mushrooms are perfectly cooked and infused with the marinade, ready to be enjoyed. We very carefully set it alight, cover it with a lid, and patiently wait for it to boil thoroughly. At the same time, it is absolutely necessary to prepare all of the lids meticulously by sterilizing them in boiling water within a regular iron bowl. After boiling completely, we maintain an extremely minimal simmer before finally closing up all of our jars securely. We thoroughly wash each one of these jars and also sterilize them properly on top of our stove. Our jars are already washed perfectly clean and ready now for sealing. After the marinade comes to a boil, which is an essential step in the cooking process, it is necessary to carefully place our cleaned and prepared mushrooms into it, ensuring they are fully submerged, and then proceed to boil them for a total of 15 minutes. This timing starts from the moment the marinade, now with the mushrooms added, begins to boil once again, allowing the flavors to meld together and the mushrooms to absorb the marinade thoroughly, thereby speeding up the overall cooking process and enhancing the taste of the final dish. We close the pot with the lid after the mushrooms have boiled for 15 minutes, and then we start carefully pouring them into the jars. I use liter jars for this. It is necessary to take 1 head of garlic for each jar, slice it, and place it at the bottom of each jar. To enhance the spicy aroma and flavor of our mushrooms, we will be incorporating a carefully selected blend of spices. This blend is designed to infuse the mushrooms with a delightful and rich aroma, elevating their natural taste. As we add these spices, they will release their unique flavors, which are absorbed by the mushrooms, creating a savory and aromatic profile. This process not only enhances the flavor, but also adds a warm and inviting aroma, making the mushrooms a standout component of our dish. Garlic goes very well with lard, such as in cooking and other ingredients. To the meat, and of course to the mushrooms. The thickness of the slices is about 2 to 3 millimeter. It doesn't matter how to cut it, whether lengthwise or into smaller pieces, as the aroma of the garlic will still be released after the garlic is chopped. Garlic, known for its strong and pungent aroma, is a staple in many cuisines around the world. Its preparation is crucial in ensuring that its flavor is fully utilized in the dish. After chopping, the garlic releases its essential oils, which are key to its distinctive taste. Once the garlic is prepared, we will proceed to layer the mushrooms in the jar. To begin this process, I will be using a ladle, which is a long-handled spoon, typically used for serving soups or stews. With this tool in hand, we are now ready to get started on our task, ensuring everything is prepared correctly. You can reuse any strainer, such as a colander or sieve, or whatever you have on hand. First, we carefully place the fresh mushrooms at the bottom of the clean, sterilized jars, arranging them tightly and neatly so that fewer jars are used in the process. To To ensure that the jar can be sealed immediately after filling, it is essential to sterilize the lids properly. This involves heating the lids in boiling water for a specific amount of time to kill any bacteria or contaminants. By doing this, we can prevent spoilage and maintain the freshness and quality of the contents inside the jar. This step is crucial in the canning process and should not be overlooked. Here we have whole mushrooms, which are perfect for fitting well in the air fryer. These mushrooms retain their shape and flavor, making them an excellent choice for a healthy and delicious meal. The smaller the mushroom, the more manageable it becomes in culinary applications. Smaller mushrooms are easier to clean, cut, and incorporate into dishes. They absorb flavors more readily and cook more evenly. This makes them a preferred choice for chefs and home cooks. Their size allows for precise portion control, beneficial in recipes requiring exact measurements.
The mushrooms are very soft, so they are easily and efficiently packed inside the glass jar. I will show by example. One jar, whoever it may be, should not be repeated.
Once we have carefully filled our jar to the brim with the desired contents, the next step in our process involves gently placing a single bay leaf on top of the contents within the bottle. This bay leaf not only adds a subtle aromatic touch, but also serves as a traditional element in many culinary and preservation practices. Ensuring that the bay leaf is positioned correctly is crucial, as it can enhance the overall. A tiny amount of small pinch of black peppercorn. Place just a little more mushroom on top, right at the very top of the lid. To ensure there is no empty space on top, it's important to adjust the layout or arrangement of the elements involved. This can be done by planning and organizing the components so they fit together seamlessly, leaving no gaps. For instance, when arranging items on a shelf or designing a web page, consider the dimensions and
To achieve the desired result, it is important to pack the material down thoroughly. This step is crucial because it allows for more efficient cutting, ensuring the final product meets the necessary standards. Packing down involves compressing the material to a denser state, which facilitates smoother and more precise cutting. If not done properly, it could lead to uneven cuts and compromise the quality of the product. Therefore, taking the time to pack down the material is a critical step in the process.
And after that, very carefully and slowly pour the marinade. This is indeed a completely full and overflowing jar, with contents spilling over the brim and spilling over. To begin, carefully take a single brick and place it in front of it. Next, prepare the marinade by mixing all the necessary ingredients thoroughly until they are well combined. Once the marinade is ready, slowly and steadily pour it over the brick, ensuring that you cover it completely from top to bottom. Make sure to fill every nook and cranny, leaving no empty spaces or gaps. The goal is to have the marinade envelop the brick entirely so it is fully saturated. This method ensures that the flavors are absorbed evenly throughout the brick. As you pour, you might notice the marinade cascading down the sides, creating a glossy sheen. This is exactly what you want to achieve. By doing it this way, you guarantee that the brick is thoroughly coated, resulting in a perfectly marinated piece. This meticulous process is crucial for achieving the desired outcome, so take your time and be precise.
To proceed, carefully grasp the lid, which is the top cover of the jar. Securely hold it and gently place it over the jar's opening. This step is crucial to seal and protect the jar's contents from external elements. Ensure the lid aligns with the jar's rim to prevent spillage or contamination. By doing this, you complete the task of covering the jar with its lid, maintaining the integrity of its contents. After completing the initial step,
steps, it becomes crucial to proceed with the next phase, which involves taking the specialized canning key. This tool is specifically designed for the purpose of sealing jars effectively. Once you have the canning key in hand, you must immediately proceed to seal the jar. This is done by performing 3 half turns, which are necessary to ensure that the clamp is tightened adequately. The process of tightening the clamp is essential to secure the contents of the jar and prevent any leakage or contamination. However, it is equally important to exercise caution during this step. Over-tightening the clamp can lead to undesirable consequences, such as breaking the jar. Therefore, it is vital to strike a balance between ensuring a secure seal and avoiding excessive force that could damage the jar. By following these guidelines, you can ensure that the canning process is successful and that the contents of the jar are preserved safely and effectively for future use. And please ensure that you absolutely do not loosen or adjust it to prevent any air from entering in any possible way. Following the completion of the previous steps, we will proceed to thoroughly clean and wipe the entire surface of the jar to ensure it is spotless and ready for the next use. And using an old blanket, we will carefully and gently place it upside down to see if there are any air bubbles and observe closely.
At the bottom, the quality of sealing the lid is important. And to ensure that the lid warms up well, I use an old, thick blanket, which helps retain heat effectively. We carefully place the jars upside down here, ensuring they are stable, and then cover them with a blanket overnight. In the morning, when everything has cooled down, you can label the jars and send them for storage in the cellar. This is how we can our mushrooms. This is how you get a quite nice mushroom that you won't find in the store. This is my recipe. If you like it, please leave your comments and suggestions.